everyone. The topic I chose to discuss this week is sexual violence and the relationship it has to social work. So I know the term sexual violence may seem pretty vague, so I just wanted to give a brief definition. According to our textbook, sexual violence is used to describe actual or attempted, unwanted, or forced sexual activity against an individual by any person, regardless of their relationship and in any setting. So I'm just asking you, what sexual activities do you believe should be included under this definition? Some common ones are rape, sexual assault, sexual harassment, trafficking, sexual slavery, prostitution, and there are many others which I listed on the slide for you just to look over. So who is affected? I want to point out that sexual violence does not discriminate, so it can affect anybody, no matter their race, gender, age, ethnicity, etc. But it did point out in the textbook that a majority of victims are women and also individuals who are in vulnerable positions. And what I mean by that is it could be children and adults who may be disabled or adults who are abused as children. So because of this, it is important to understand as social workers that any of our clients are at risk of becoming victims to sexual abuse. So therefore, it is important to always use a trauma-informed care approach and follow the 5 guiding principles. For example, clients who are victims of sexual violence have difficulties trusting others and feeling safe, so it is our duty to provide an environment where they feel safe both physically and emotionally. So what can we do as social workers? It is our duty as social workers to be a support system for the clients during this difficult time, but also link them to other services if needed and advocate for them. So example of other services we could link them to is maybe help them find housing so they feel more safe where they're living. It is important we address rape myths when we are working with clients because they may be present from the existent and tend to be a barrier when accessing and accepting support. So I just wrote a few on this slide of common rape myths. It's just important to keep in mind because clients may be reluctant to get services because of these myths. It is common for sexual violence crimes to be committed by individuals who knew the victim, whether that be family members, spouse, friends, etc. So with that being said, victims have difficulty admitting what happened to family members especially for fear of not being believed or shamed, which is a social injustice. Therefore, social workers need to take an anti-oppressive view and trust the narrative of events presented by victims, as they already feel powerless and vulnerable. So in terms of the circles of sexuality, many of these victims may fear intimacy as it is now difficult to open up and trust others, therefore affecting future intimate relationships. In regards to sexual health, it is important to make sure clients are knowledgeable about STIs and that their feelings and attitudes concerning sexual activity are addressed. In closing, sexual violence affects many individuals in a variety of different ways, and we need to continue to prioritize the fight against sexual violence. Thank you and can't wait to hear your feedback.